Hello everyone and welcome to the Atlanta Open Series sideboard. I'm Glenn Jones. I'm here with Tony Chu.
Hey, how's it going?
Tony Chu, a number of open victories, even in Atlanta.
That's right.
Well-known player in the area, and you're playing Blue White Red Flash, a well-known archetype from the previous standard format. As most of these cards have seen play in this deck already, we're going to be focusing on the Gatecrash editions. Specifically, let's start with Aurelius Fury and what it's bringing to the table.
Aurelius Fury is really good in the current format. There's a lot of aggressive decks, Boros, Mono Red. Sometimes, you're afraid to tap out, or, you have difficulties with their haste creatures like Hellrider and Thundermaw Hellkite. So sometimes you can just have Aurelius Fury to either buy you a turn or just outright kill them or their creature. So you don't have to be so worried about tapping out and being a little more aggressive with your creatures.
Yeah, it's really versatile. You can use it as sort of, like kill that one guy, or tap the team and then untap him to Supreme Verdict, or just keep you from making a spell. A lot of different uses, plus the Fireball functionality in the deck that can deal a lot of damage out of nowhere.
Exactly.
I noticed you have gone with Runechanter's Pike, which is a card people seem to run 2, 1, or 0 of, depending on their various sensibilities. Do you think Pike gets better with Aurelius Fury around?
I think Pike is very good as a one-of, but you can't draw too many of them, so I've reduced it down from 2 to 1. If you draw, multiples in Mono Red, you pretty much just mulligan, and it's just not as good in those matchups. But you still need one for the control matchups. I still have the Moreland Taunt here, so I can still do a lot of damage out of nowhere.
All right. We've also added Sacred Foundries, which I think everyone saw coming. But interestingly, you have gone with 2 Sacred Foundry and 4 Clifftop Retreats, so you're not overloading on Shockland. You're still leaning on the Buddy lands.
Right, so having too many of the shock lands really can clump up your hand and not allow you to play your spells on turn. I found that 12 help buddy lands and 10 shock lands is really the good mixture, and lets you play your spells on time without taking too much damage.
Was it a concern that you expect the field to be a little aggressive this weekend, or no?
Definitely. I definitely tuned my deck to be able to beat the aggressive matchups while having not so bad of a matchup against all the control matchups. So I have a lot of burn spells today. I even played the extra Is It Charm for the extra kill spell if I needed it. And that's how I tried to tackle the format.
Yeah, you can definitely see it in the deck. We've got a healthy complement with Pillars, Searing Spears, the Full of Charms, Aurelius Fury, as we've already talked about. Pretty good against creatures in general. Let's move over to the sideboard, which I find the most interesting part of the list, actually. In the sideboard, we have some relatively conventional options. Jace Memory Adept for control some mid-range matchups. The additional Supreme Verdicts, Negates, Dispel, Detention Sphere, Oblivion. Seen all that. Geist of St. Traft and Boros Reckoner really let you kind of shift gears in the post-board matches. So where are you bringing in Boros Reckoner specifically?
Boros Reckoner specifically for Mono Red and Boros matchups. A lot of times you can just tap on turn 3, play it, and they just can't deal with it, or they have to at least 2 for 1 you, or even if they use Burn Spell on you can kill one of their creatures. So it's just really good value, and it's just very hard for them, especially if you have a mana up. They can't even attack through it. They just first strike it, and then it's all their creatures.
That's funny, because most people are really excited about playing this card in those archetypes. They haven't really, I guess, thought about how good it is against those archetypes.
It's very good against them.
So you can actually take out your Augur of Bolus and some of the counter magic and board in these guys and go into a more aggressive shell, very much like the Thundermaw decks that we saw way earlier in the previous format. What matchups do you think you're bringing the Geist against?
Like you said, I can actually transform, and I can take out the Augurs and be more aggressive in Mono Red. A lot of time Mono Red can't even deal with Geist, and they just put them under a lot of pressure, and you have all these burn spells. You just stall them for a turn or 2, and they can just die out of nowhere. Yeah,
I know back in the old days, Geist was an incredible weapon against Mono Red because he could race their deck. Just all by himself with being close to untouchable. Okay.
And I'm obviously bringing in against the Esper decks, any deck that relies on their targeted removal to kill you in the control matchups.
Sure, in the post-board matches, you've got, Geist, Jace, and to even some extent, Haunt and Restoration Angel on the flash threats. You're just attacking other control decks on every angle. They have to defend very specifically.
Exactly.
Okay, well, how'd you start off the tournament?
Well, I was 1-0, played against the Boros deck. So, starting off good, and I guess my strategy's working for now.
Did we give him a Reckoning?
I did. I played Reckoning on turn 3. Couldn't do much about it.
Well, congratulations on the win,
Thank you.
Good luck in the rest of the tournament.
I appreciate it.